everyone, and welcome to another edition of The Dig, a series dedicated to helping you improve profitability on your farm.
Give me this thing.
What?
You're loud enough without it.
I seen it sitting over on the table. I thought, this looks fun. Let's try it. Give it a shot.
Today, we're talking all about regenerative agriculture with Chris Graham out in Colfax, Iowa.
This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. As you'll notice, we're in studio though. Chris is out in Iowa, so we're gonna FaceTime him.
Yeah.
I'm Aaron, and this is Colin.
Let's dig in!
What's up, Chris? How are you today?
I'm doing good, guys. Beautiful morning here in Iowa.
How is life out in Iowa?
It's been great. We've had plenty of moisture to get the crop started. Looking like it's going to be dry for a while now, but temperatures are going to be warm and the crop's going to really take off here.
So we've been hearing about this new regenerative ag study you got going on out there. Tell us all about it.
So the idea behind regenerative ag is really about building soil health. So there's many concepts within that, but really the main concepts are a reduction in tillage, increasing biodiversity, which includes cover crops and extended crop rotations. And it also includes integrating livestock to reduce the amount of synthetic fertilizer used. By building soil health, we can in turn improve plant health, and the ultimate goal is to improve human health as well. Regenerative ag has really picked up the last few years. There's been many farmers in the Midwest and even the South trying these new practices to build soil health and improve overall crop quality.
All right, Chris, so walk us through the things that you're doing in this regenerative ag study out there, specifically looking at corn.
So when it comes to corn, our 4 treatments include conventional tillage, no-till with 50 pounds of cereal rye that we terminated before planting. So our 4th treatment is crimson clover. We've tried that the last 2 years, but we've had trouble getting that established here in Colfax.
What about on soybeans, Chris?
So on soybeans, we have similar treatments. We start with conventional till, then we move to no-till, and then 50 pounds of cereal rye, in which case on soybeans, we plant green and then terminate with our pre-emerge herbicide. And our 4th treatment, we're doing 100 pounds of cereal rye, where we're planting green and roller crimping the rye. And in that treatment, we will reduce our herbicide by not applying a pre-emerge and, depending on the weed control, even skipping out on a post-emerge treatment.
Chris, when you talk about the cereal rye and crimping that, are we going off of growth stage of the corn or soybeans, or are we going off of flowering of the cereal rye?
So it is all about the growth stage of the cereal rye. So right now I'm actually standing in it. It's just starting to pollinate, and once we get full pollination and maybe a tail end of pollination, that's when we'll go in and roller crimp.
Nice. Can you give us a good visual of that rye while you're out there then?
Yeah, let me turn the camera around. So here you can see so this is 100 pounds of cereal rye, and it's starting to pollinate here.
Nice. Good looking stand of rye out there. Is that doing a pretty good job of suppressing those weeds in that reduced chemistry program you have there?
Yes, it is, Aaron. We actually have a winter annual problem here with mare's tail being our one weed here at Colfax. Cereal rye has done a tremendous job in reducing the amount of mare's tail plants that we see in the spring and throughout the year.
Yeah, mare's tail is one that's getting harder and harder to kill, at least around here. A lot of it's becoming Roundup resistant, it seems like. So we have to start looking at Liberty and some other products to even get that killed. And we have seen a benefit here as well with using that cereal rye to help suppress weeds, especially in some of the organic studies we used to do. That rye was a lifesaver on helping to keep some of that weed pressure down.
Chris, you mentioned livestock. I didn't even think about livestock on the regenerative ag side. Do you have any plans of doing any livestock out there on your farm?
I assume you've got cattle and chicken tractors running around all over the place out there, right?
Yeah, so here in Iowa, we're not planning on getting livestock, but there's 2 concepts behind that. One is, of course, the grazing aspect. When you are increasing your biodiversity with those cover crops, that creates a grazing opportunity for livestock throughout the winter and even in the spring. And then if you're not able to graze livestock, just getting manure and using manure instead of synthetic fertilizer has a benefit to soil health with microbial activity.
You know, Chris, we're gonna have this study in Atlanta next year, and we've got cattle here. There's probably, what, 30, 40 head of cattle running around here?
least.
We could probably get some manure, incorporate that into our regenerative program here next year.
So Chris, what are some key benefits of this regenerative ag system?
So when we think about soil health, some of the things that no-till and cover crops can do, we're increasing our organic matter, which helps with water infiltration and water holding capacity. It also helps with nutrient cycling. The fact that we have the soil covered reduces erosion from wind and water. And we're also looking at how these different practices can affect plant health. So that is something we're actually going to look at this fall. We're going to send off grain samples and look at nutrient density of those samples.
That'd be pretty cool to see the results of that.
Yeah. Well, Chris, based off your cereal right, it looks like you're going to be crimping that here pretty soon. So we'll let you go get that crimper out of the barn, get her filled up with water, get her hooked up, and we'll talk at you later.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Have a good day, Chris.
See ya. All right, Colin, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited for us to have this study next year. I think we're gonna learn some pretty cool stuff from it.
Yep, so am I. Anytime you can increase human health and soil health, that's a win-win for everybody.
100%. You know, that pretty well wraps it up for this episode, I think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will check you again on another episode of
The Dig!
Where you don't actually use it.
Stay in.
Okay. And with that, I say we go ahead and dig in.
Let's dig. Is it let's dig in? Oh!
Can you get back up there, old man?